Is this the end of my Mounjaro journey? I've lost 73 pounds, 5.2 stone, and just over 33 kilos. 10 months into it, officially now, into my Mounjaro journey. 2 more months until my obviously 1 year anniversary, and 2 months until, just over 2 months until I go on holiday, which is the end of July. So Mounjaro has been a bit of a standstill yet again. Not for the first time, which is quite annoying. I am, as I've started taking the peptides, and Mounjaro is a peptide as well itself, I've started taking other things in the last few weeks. Apart from the weight loss, that is progressing nicely. I've been using GHK-CU, which is a collagen peptide, to help with my skin elasticity from losing the weight. To be fair, I haven't noticed that improve yet, but it's only been a couple of weeks. Usually that doesn't take into full effectiveness until around possibly 8+ weeks anyway, which is fine. So I'm currently taking that daily, pre-bed, 2 milligrams, along with something I started using on top of that, which is a Tesamorelin, and that is another peptide, and that's to basically help with visceral fat, to be honest, more than anything. I mean, there are again other peptides, but I've decided that is specifically for that. And as I still have not just the weight, but just visceral fat itself, it's just fat around organs, which is internal. You can't, you know, it's not as easy. So I'm using that. I've been taking that again. I take that pre-bed. Again, I've not lost weight, but it comes as it goes. And on top of that, MOTS-c, which that I have definitely noticed a difference. I take that pre-workout. So I took it again today. I take it 4 times a week, 1 milligram per day, so 4 milligrams per week. And you know what, honestly, that I was skeptical at first, because that was the first peptide after Mounjaro, or alongside Mounjaro. And you know, honestly, the clean energy, the just nice smooth feeling of a workout, I've noticed my workouts have improved, and which is helping me do more. So it's not like a rush, like a caffeine or anything like that. And it's definitely not like creatine that I've used previously, which is just like a pump and endurance and all that. It's just an overall better experience, to be honest. I can't even explain it, but that's the best way I can explain it. With MOTS-c, that basically helps use fat as fuel. And just, yeah, you know what, again, I've noticed the difference. I can see the difference, and I get to the weight a bit later on. But so yeah, so I've officially finished my current Mounjaro pen. I took the last golden dose. So when I first started using this current pen, that's when I had a bit of a break. That's when I wasn't losing weight, I'm stressing out. So I took about, I think, 18 days off from using Mounjaro, because I felt nothing. I didn't feel the effectiveness, my food noise, which is back again. So when I first started using this current pen, I went, after my 18-day break, 16-day break, wherever it was, I restarted at 2.5 mil and worked myself back up to 7.5. And that was going along nicely, because after not feeling anything for weeks and not losing weight, things started happening again. Great. And again, as I get towards the end of the pen, those effectiveness or potency that I think, anyway, just my personal experience, second or third time, can't be coincidental. I mean, someone said it could be psychological. I don't know, who knows, maybe, but the scales say something else, and I can feel it. Because when I take MOTS-c and Tesamorelin, I get something in my throat, and I can feel something happening. It can't be, you know, GHK-CU. No, I can't feel that. That's a copper peptide. I don't know the difference, but either way, I don't feel that, but I feel a stinging sensation and spots the side effects called the copper uglies. Yeah, that's the side effect. So when I've been taking Mounjaro lately, that's been less effective, and then food dose has been back up. So that's, for me, that is me noticing the difference. And if anyone's going to know better than me, on me, is going to be me. So I took the golden dose last week, 7.5 mil, great. I am a master of needles right now, let's put it that way. The amount of needles that I'm currently using on different peptides, different injection sites, it is, I look like Hellraiser right now, just here. Anyway, so I took, obviously, a 50 milligram pen. I took 7.5 last week, great. And then this week on Thursday, I took my golden dose, and it looked like more left in the needle, and I thought that's a bit weird. So I did a bit of calculate after I injected anyway. I looked at it and I thought it's a bit more than usual, but maybe it's just me because I take it before work, early hours, whatever. And it's just like, you know when you know. Anyway, so I took it anyway. And then after I took it, I realised that's actually 10 milligrams. Because like I said, at the beginning of using the pen, I was going from 2.5, 3.75, which is something I haven't done, which was working nicely actually, for a short while. 5, 7.5 and so on. So the pen was like all over the place. It wasn't actually a consistent 7.5. So again, this pen lasted me way longer than it should do. Hence the potency that I think. There was more left over, because obviously me using different doses for the last 10 to 12 weeks, wherever it was 10 milligrams, something I've never taken before. Ironically, 10 months on Mounjaro, I've taken my God knows what dose, but 10 milligram potency of it. And I noticed a slight tingle, just a slight, so quite a bit difference though. 7.5 up to 10, right? Food noise, about the same, to be honest. So like I said, I took it on Thursday. Last night, had my dinner and finished it off. I haven't not finished my dinner for a good while. Hence the food noise, the hunger and stuff like that. I'm still doing quite well. I'm still intermittent fasting, I'm still training and everything, but the hunger's there. Anyway, last night we're chilling and my stomach started rumbling a little bit. And I thought, okay, a bit of stomach cramp. I had a nice dinner, nothing too much. And then just before bed, as I'm getting ready to inject my Tesamorelin and GHK-CU, a burp, a sulphur burp. And I'm like, oh no, here we go. I've not had a sulphur burp since, I think Boxing Day. So for Christmas, if you haven't watched this already, I was again on 7.5 mil, my first Christmas on Mounjaro, and then I didn't want to gain weight, I want to be healthy and stuff like that, which is difficult on Christmas. I took the golden dose of that pen then, which was a 12.5 mil. So I jumped from 7.5 mil to 12.5 mil for the Christmas period, and I was fine. And from so I took that Christmas Eve. Christmas Day was fine. Boxing Day for 4 days, honestly, my wife wanted to kick me out of the house. I had sulphur burps for 4 days straight, in the evening only. Weird. Oh my God. And it was just the most disgusting thing ever. I'm sitting there and I'm like, not even a big burp, just like, oh, like that. It was just the most disgusting thing ever. I felt sick doing it myself. Anyway, so from last night pre-bed, it's like getting a bit sulphur burps. So I'm like, what the? Genuinely going from 7.5 mil plus, that happens to me. 7.5 mil, I've not had no sulphur burp, no nothing. Again, can't be coincidental. So my body cannot, it's the bank holiday weekend. I really hope I'm not at home yet again for the next 3-4 days burping. At least the weather's nicer than as opposed to Christmas. you know, in December it's freezing and stuff like that. So if I do, at least I can go for a walk and sit outside, burping to myself. So those side effects. So training's been going well. Nutrition's been going well. Scanning everything, weighing everything, high protein. Weighed myself. And considered I've been really healthy. I've been training really good. My strength has definitely increased. And I think with the help of MOTS-c, it's actually improved it a little bit as well. I'm way fitter. Like for example, I started implementing just to tighten my body up a bit more. So I started doing planks, and something that honestly I've done once or twice before, and I thought I was gonna die, and I couldn't even do it for like more than 10 seconds. I went to the gym on Wednesday, and as opposed to just weights, I started doing other things. So I started doing working on my obliques with kettlebells and stuff like that. And I think with the MOTS-c and just me being fitter, but never doing these sort of things, everything was just like working mint. And then I started doing planks. I set a timer on my phone. I just put 30 seconds just to see like how many, and honestly, I held it. I was so shocked that I ended up doing it for 2 minutes. So 30-second intervals. I couldn't believe it. Like, again, like, maybe that's me with the MOTS-c or just the MOTS-c. I could not tell you, but I can honestly admit that previously I couldn't do none of this stuff. So I weighed myself literally every day, and I've not lost weight yet again. What an absolute nightmare this is. So the last time I lost weight, so we are officially in May now, so I don't think I've lost weight for 4 weeks. Like, it fluctuates a couple of ounces up and it goes back down, but it does not drop. So I weighed myself again this morning, and I'm exactly where I was about 4 weeks ago. Go back at the start of the year when I did. It really got to me because how much, again, it wasn't working. The Mounjaro Pen, like it is now. Apart from the Sulphur Burps, that's the only thing I've noticed, to be honest. So I've not lost weight, but I am still 15 stone 9, which is just like, it's unbelievable. But as I'm trying harder to reach the end of the line, I feel like I'm being pushed back. Not even standstill, I'm actually being pushed back because I know I'm doing progress, but visually, and I have noticed a big difference, that my clothes, my appearance, but for me, it's all about that scale. Looking better, feeling better is one thing, but like mentally, that number on that scale, that is the most important thing to me, because I have a target in mind and I'm trying my best to reach it. So yeah, see where it goes.